Hello.
Open the door.
Hello everyone, welcome back to, well, general ranting. In this case, it's about Resident Evil. Specifically, the Tyrant virus. Specifically, its Epsilon strain. Now I know a lot of you are going to be going, what's wrong with the Epsilon strain? Surely, there is absolutely nothing wrong.
You would think that. You really would think that.
You would also happen to be quite wrong. Would you like to know why you're wrong? Well, let's start out with the obvious. The lore description of what happens is essentially the virus shuts down all vital functions, the host loses consciousness, and, well, the host doesn't die, they're just subjected to extreme necrosis, but the virus keeps them alive and all that nonsense. Good God. Please no. You're wrong. Just,
So nobody
you're
knows
wrong.
what caused
Period.
Yeah.
Now, I bet a lot of you are going to be going, why do you think we're all wrong about this assumption? You see, this is what happens when you ignore everything. I, on the other hand, have not ignored everything.
Yes.
You see, I've been playing Resident Evil pretty much for the existence of the franchise, minus a few years. That's a long time. And that means I've played quite a few of the games. There are some that I haven't touched. Mostly because they're not available to me. Resident Evil Gaiden, for example. Can't play that because it's on the Game Boy Color. And it's never available.
Yeah.
Same with a few other titles. This is purely out of my hands. There's nothing I can do about that. However, what I have played is Resident Evil Code Veronica. There's a problem with that whole thing there. You see, the established lore has the body still alive in spite of the infection, in spite of the necrosis. I don't think so.
Yeah.
The reason I say this is because we literally see the undead crawling out of the ground in Code Veronica. Within the first few minutes, in fact.
Yeah, that is pretty,
It's pretty damning,
yes.
to put it mildly.
Yes. Mini garden.
Because I'm not in the mood for diplomacy, shall we say.
Yes.
But then again, diplomacy is not really my thing. My thing is more...
But
It's not really Bert, is it?
right.
The point, though, that I'm trying to make here is... the way it's written clearly does not work with, well... all
Code
the
Veronica.
Code Veronica really guts the whole idea. Now, I'll be incredibly fair
What was that?
and go, and maybe they forgot about it. Code Veronica, in spite of being one of the most loved games in the franchise, at least
Is
for
also
players,
fairly obscure.
it's not really so obscure, it's more unavailable for most people.
Ah.
Now, in case you're wondering what I mean, Code Veronica originally premiered on the Dreamcast. This is somewhat common knowledge, I believe,
It's Marvin.
before being
fast can you
ported
get back
over
here?
to the
Why, what's that?
GameCube and the
Got something to show
PS2
you.
as Code Veronica
Alright,
X,
I'm on
with
my
a
way.
slightly updated version being sent out to PS3, Code to PS3, Xbox 360, and all that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to dispute that. There is no PC port. There is no way anyone can play this game in more available circumstances. This is understandable.
Shit.
There's just one problem. Just because it is not freely available does not mean you can systematically ignore it.
Yeah.
However, I will give some credit here. This man is Marvin Branagh. He is infected with the T-virus. And he will turn into a zombie. Perhaps there are two variations to it. One, you're dead, and your immune system really can't do anything to fight it off. And you're alive, but the virus is so powerful, it's eventually going to take you out whether you like it or not. Mr. Branagh is one example of this, and both infection variations end the same way, with your brain being restored, or degraded in some cases, to its most bestial states. I cannot and will not deny this. However,
But
claiming something isn't the undead is just stupid.
yeah, the victims of the T-virus are zombies. No ifs, no ands, and no buts.
Now, they're still tragic figures. There is no disputing that. Anyone trying to dispute that is a cold-hearted bastard. And while I am most certainly cold, I am not that mean. They are victims. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that anymore. They are dead. They are enemies now. And you're gonna have to fight them whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Now you can mourn the fact that they are the undead. This is very understandable. Because humans...
Marvin? This is
empathy
bad.
is kind of our thing.
Yeah.
But
That zombie.
there's a difference between
Everywhere.
empathy
Marvin?
and unnecessary,
Marvin?
well,
God, you gotta be kidding me.
unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
For example, the guy that we saw get ripped in half in this room. Whoa! Later on, we're gonna see him get reanimated. Would you like to explain that away?
Yeah, that... There's no explaining that.
There's only one explanation. They are the undead.
Yes.
Just because they reanimate vital functions doesn't
Does
change
not-
that.
Yeah, it does not change the fact that they are dead.
Now, we can feel sorry for them. In fact,
What the hell?
if you don't feel sorry for them, there's something absolutely wrong with you, and you should really check into a psychiatric facility.
Yeah.
But they are the undead. And we can feel sorry for them, because they are the undead! Oh boy. Well, I guess I kind of screwed myself on this one.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think I've proven my point. They
Yes.
are most certainly the undead. Of course, there is the somewhat problematic thing of crimson heads and the like. But that can easily be explained as the virus doing its thing. This is not only understandable, it's kind of mandatory for how the virus works in the setting. Do we deny this at all?
No, we do not. But that does not mean that we confuse anything for what it shouldn't be.
They are, and while there are zombies that are probably in some way or fashion still alive, for example, the tyrants,
Yeah.
actually that brings up a pretty good thing to... I really should just show Stompy, shouldn't I?
Yes. Go for it.
Well, I know Stompy is around here somewhere. Uh-oh. Oh, there he is.
This thing won't die.
Hello, Stompy. You see, the tyrant is, in of itself, a zombie. It is infected with the T-virus. It does the whole thing. It is extremely regenerative. It goes through all the states. There's just one difference. It is still alive. And incredibly terrifying. Take, did you drop out?
No, I'm just being silent.
Well, you can certainly comment on Stompy.
Yeah, he certainly is very terrifying.
Especially since I kind of took off his hat. Never take off Stompy's hat. That just makes him more mad.
Yeah.
This is scientifically proven.
Yeah. If you take off the hat, if you blow off the hat, he's just gonna move faster.
He's gonna move faster, he's gonna hit harder. And really, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Let
Of
him
course.
have his little fedora.
Yeah. Of course, that's just the hat.
We don't even need to start with what happens at the end of the game. That's just a more evolved version of the V-Act process. As I was saying, that's just half of the V-Act process. The same thing that makes Crimson Heads and Lickers.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Well, Stompy can't exactly do anything if I'm not in the room for him to do anything with.
Yeah.
Now, let us be very, very clear. I fear Stompy. I have every right to fear Stompy.
Yeah, Stompy is...
Oh, that's perfect. See all this damage? He's dead. Pure and simple. Now, we can feel very sorry for him, but he did.
Yeah, there's no way he's coming back. There's no way to restore him to normal.
Now, I know Stompy is going to do his thing. Actually, there's a very low chance he'll do it, but... Well, that's depressing. He's not going to break through the wall. Everybody loves when he does that.
Yeah. But yeah, Stompy... Ron has every reason to fear Stompy.
Just as I have every reason to declare zombies just that. The living dead.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Nope. I'm getting the hell out of here. There is wisdom in my retreat. I do not want to get a giant fist to my head. But back to the point, Stompy is most definitely alive, infected with the T-virus, but alive. But that's due to the fact that he's the literal 1 in a million type that can, you know, do the whole infection thing. Where is he?
Can do the whole infection thing.
Gain all the benefits while not being dead.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I already need to change my pants because of you. What more do you want?
Get your rocket launcher out.
I don't want to shoot him. I've already pissed him off.
Fair.
But yeah, Stompy is a smart cookie.
Indeed.
Smart and relentless.
Yes. Honestly, I would compare him to Ronald Pinkerton. Our fanfiction version.
I'm gone. Uh-oh.
He just jumped down.
Yeah. He does that. Normal zombies cannot do that. All of his faculties are intact. Oy, 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 oy.
Yeah.
This is just to prove a point. Stompy is smart enough to climb ladders. Literal 1 in a million infection quality. Right there.
Yes.
And the worst part is, he has all the strengths of the zombie with none of the detriments.
Indeed.
For example, the whole super tyrant thing is just the V-Act process.
Yeah.
You know, applied to a tyrant.
Yeah. We might as well show it. That is an interesting. That is a unique fight. But
I wonder if I even have that somewhere remotely.
escape the lab. Leon second. Lab bottom level lift.
Vum, 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 vum. Yay. Love this escape theme. Just gonna say that right here. Yeah, the only reason he even goes through the V-Act process is because a literal boiler explodes in his face. That leather coat, in case anyone's wondering, is a, it's a limiter to keep him from going berserk. Go away, Stompy. You see, the boiler is exploding. That's gonna trigger the V-Act process. Mostly because it's gonna destroy his, you know, coat.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna skip through that for the sake of brevity. But yeah, Crimson Heads do the same thing. Tyrants do the same thing. And I'm not even gonna bother skipping this for one simple reason. Because Stomp. He's gone super.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially the V-Act process for Tyrants. And he's also on fire. Which makes everything worse.
Yeah. You can hurt him.
Yeah,
Most ways.
you can hurt him, but really the only way you can kill him is by removing the upper half of his body, shall we say.
Yes.
And there's only really one way to do that. Yes, there's a reason I skipped
Have
that.
arrived at the bottom level.
It is rather graphic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is more or less our half-hour review on the concept of the whole T-virus thing.
Yeah.
And then there's the other common mistake. Remember
Yeah.
the liquors? Some people mistake those for, well, being caused by the G virus. In fact, it's just the V-act process from T. G causes that crap.
I.
You got a problem with death?
And there's a reason I invited Take.
Yes.
Be my guest.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Oh, not just that. Potentially including this in Star Trek Adventures.
Oh. Oh my.
I mean,
Christ!
Yeah.
you gotta admit, all the mutagenic viruses and all that, they certainly do fit with Trek.
That they do.
But yeah, while this is an unofficial Tethys Shipyard vid, this is really more a, look, if you're gonna write these things, don't ignore what you've already done.
Yes.
Hell, I'm staring at my copy of Code Veronica X right now.
Yeah. Also, I will mention if you want to do anything like the T virus or G virus or whatever, look at the and you're doing a Star Trek game. Look at there's books in the I think it's the Sciences Division book in for Star Trek Adventures. Mostly first edition, but it could also work for second. But I think there is an option for creating special diseases and such.
Always fun.
Yes, let's see. Biological hazards. Those would count as like illnesses. There's five components to a hazard. There's vector, virulence, incubation, interval, and symptoms.
And in this case, symptoms would be zombification.
Yeah.
Another example here is this
Are
guy.
you okay?
He's had his carotid artery bitten out.
Wait here. I'll check it out.
He dead. But as soon as we're done with this whole part here,
Don't come any closer!
he'll be standing and giving you trouble.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that, realistically, he's already bled out. He dead.
Yeah.
Whether anybody likes it or not.
Yeah.
Now, we won't go into the other viruses. T. Veronica has issues. G is... You just saw Birkin.
Yeah. And then there's and then if I remember correctly, there was the C virus in, I think it was 6.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
It's like the end of the world.
The Los Illuminados Las Plagas thing. Again, not
Yeah.
gonna touch that.
Police station.
Yeah.
Almost there.
And yet G is still the worst of the lot.
Yes.
For good reason.
Yes.
But yeah, they are the undead.
Anybody here?
Kindly get that through your skulls.
Yes. Get that through your thick skulls, please.
Of course, it could be far worse.
Yeah. Because there is one thing worse than zombification. And that is losing control of your body to a hive mind.
Focus, Claire. Focus.
Yeah, nothing really trumps the Borg, does it?
No.
I mean,
Resistance is futile.
there's really no way you can just get over the Borg. They're always going to be the worst of the worst.
Indeed. Because even without importing the T virus or anything else from Resident Evil, Star Trek
Open the door!
Star Trek does have its own instances of zombies. The Borg are cyber zombies, and
The Cabali.
yeah, the Kabali are corpse-stealing zombies. They're technically a sapient species, but when their method of reproduction is reanimating the dead of other species, they are zombies.
Suffer not the undead to live.
Yeah.
As much as I love the Resident Evil franchise, I mean, it has almost 30 years of stuff to it. 30 plus if we count its spiritual ancestor's sweet home.
Yeah.
But
So nobody knows what caused this?
Yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty much it. Now we could show off the crawling end game, which some people point to as evidence towards, well, against the whole undead thing. But there's a problem with that. The liquor does not immediately declare these things to be alive. Remember, the T-virus is a virus. It changes things, rewrites things. The mere fact that it's reactivating cellular action does not mean that the body is still not dead.
Yeah.
Now, it's still a tragedy because, well, maybe those zombies are kids. Nobody wants to think about that. I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's still a tragedy. It's just
making them alive is just needless.
Yeah. I think it's about time we wrap this up.
Indeed it is. I do hope that you've learned something. Mostly, when you're gonna say the zombies are alive, do remember Code Veronica.
Yeah.
Besides, I think the real reason Take wants to get the hell out of here is he doesn't do well with the undead. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Bye.